Welcome to a club for people who love good movies. Use the links in the description to navigate the list of films quickly.
Lost Highway. The Devil Inside. In Italy, a woman becomes involved in a series of unauthorized exorcisms during her mission to discover what happened to her mother, who allegedly murdered 3 people during her own exorcism. Leaving them softly. When rival cook Johnny Amato hatched a plan to rob a card game run by mob Blackie Markey, he picks a low-ranked chook named Frankie to do the job. Frankie picks a less than ideal partner to help him, but despite their combined incompetence, they manage to make off with the mob's money. In retaliation, Markey's bosses hire Jackie Cogan, a mob enforcer, to eradicate those responsible. The scene I live in.
Background. Following a grueling fight with Chief at an Alaskan oil refinery, workers led by sharpshooter John Otway are flying home for a much-needed vacation. A brutal storm causes the plane to crash in the frozen wilderness, and only 8 men, including Otway, survive. As they trek southward toward civilization and safety, Otway and his companions must battle mortal injuries, the icy elements, and a pack of hungry wolves.
side effects. For 4 years, Emily Taylor has awaited the release of her husband, Martin, from being imprisoned for insider trading. Finally, Martin comes home, but Emily feels just as bad as she did when he was incarcerated, and she sinks into a deep depression. After her failed suicide attempt, physiatrist Jonathan Banks prescribes a series of medications. When those don't work, he gives Emily a new medication, but the drug leads to ruined lives and deaths.
Prisoners. Kelly Dover, Hugh Jackman, faces a parent's worst nightmare when his 6-year-old daughter Anna and her friend go missing. The only lead is an old motorhome that had been parked on their street. The head of the investigation, Detective Lockie J. Gyllenhaal, arrests the driver, Paul Dano, but a lack of evidence forces Lockie to release his only suspect. Dover, knowing that his daughter's life is at stake, decides that he has no choice but to take matters into his own hands.
Blue Ruin. When the quiet life of a beach bum is appended by dreadful news, he sets off for his childhood home to carry out an act of vengeance. The colony, forced underground by the next ice age, a struggling outpost of survivors, must fight to preserve humanity against a threat even more savage than nature.
Tell us in the